Now we're going to talk about everything on the Groups tab. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get started. We have the campaign tree over here. If we expand it, we can see the ad groups. No matter where we select within the campaign tree, the ad group view will always be visible. It doesn't change your context based on what you have selected in the tree. The reason for that is that you can drag and drop ad groups together. So let's say we had ad groups that were basically the same thing. I'm trying to find some, this is formats, and let's say we wanted to drop this into types. So add format, we'll say types of video ads. They're really asking for the different formats of video ads. So then let's drop types. Let's look at the keywords in types first. Types, we go to keywords for the different types of YouTube ads, YouTube video ad types, that kind of thing. Let's select types. And what's powerful is that you can drag and drop these groups into other groups. So I want to drag and drop types into formats. What happens when I let go of my mouse, it drops that types group onto the format group. When it does that, it deletes the types group, so it's no longer there, and all the keywords get put into the formats group. So if we see formats group, we can see types of YouTube ads, best types of YouTube ads, that kind of thing. We also have ad formats. So that's a powerful feature here. You can drag and drop groups to combine them if they're similar. Another feature is, we'll talk about the filters now, I think. So when you're on the keywords here, these filters are very powerful. I've used these filters. I've imported keywords into this program just to use these filters because Google Ads Editor doesn't have these filters. Bing Ads Editor doesn't have this capability. So let me show you what it can do. Let's say we were looking for discovery ad keywords. So let's type in discovery, because discovery is pretty ambiguous. It could be anything. So right now it's just any keyword that contains discovery. And then let's say I want to see keywords that contain discovery, but not discovery ads. And we'll just type in discovery ad, singular. Okay, so these are keywords that have discovery, because it could be like discovery channel, investigation discovery, new discovery in the world. I don't know what it could be. It could be anything. So these, I want to review these, and I want to say, are these relevant? So we will say, does not contain the full word discovery ad. Now notice everything that had discovery ads is showing up. So we could type in discovery ads. Oops, I didn't spell that right. Or discovery ads, plural. So now, let's say I said true view is okay, because that is relevant. So I have this third filter here. Does not contain true view. True view. And now I'm looking at just keywords that have discovery and does not contain discovery ad or discovery ads, and does not contain true view or true space view. Obviously, I could combine these like this because it's the same filter and get the same result. But you could also do it like this, and contains true view. So why would you want to do this? Because you could create a new group, right? So I could say these are true view discovery ad groups, or an ad group out of true view discovery. So we could copy, we don't even have to copy these. We would create a group called true view discovery if we wanted to get, pretty granular here. And we created that group. It's right here. Doesn't have any keywords in it yet. Now we want to select these. With those selected, we just click, drag, and drop them on TrueView Discovery. That arrow there is extremely helpful. I'm going to release my mouse. Notice the ad group updates to being TrueView Discovery. So what are these filters really useful for? They're really useful for filtering out negative keywords. So if you already have your negative keyword list in your account, you can copy them, and especially if they are phrases, that's why I always recommend negative phrase matching everything. Because then you can take those phrases, the things you know, if that ever appears, you don't want to bid on it, throw it in something like this and filter it right off the bat. And then from there, you can say, okay, I got my base list. Now let's look for new negatives that I might not have yet. And then that's when you go and update this list in real time, and it'll change. It'll filter out all the stuff you don't want. So just as an example, let's say I did not want, let's look for something kind of obscure here. Let's see if the grouper doesn't have the frequencies anymore, but like something that appears once. So clickable. So if I didn't want clickable, I'm going through this keyword set here. I would say, oh, clickable, clickable. And I say, does not contain full word. I would put that there. And then let's say we don't want clips. And then case study. And then let's say we don't want internet. So you can see it just filters them out. And when you're done, at the end of this, you have a nice list you can copy and paste into Google Ads Editor or Bing Ads Editor to add new negatives. So this is a really powerful feature. I'm pretty proud of it. It doesn't exist anywhere, and it's pretty simple to understand. Let me undo that. There's this clear button. Click that, clears everything in here and resets the filters. Another thing you can do is edit the keyword down here. And then I think I want to talk about add keywords. So let's say we wanted to add something to affiliate marketing. Make sure that that group actually exists before you do this. I think there's some kind of bug that says if it doesn't exist, then you're going to have a problem with it basically. But you could create a new ad group too. Just blah, 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 blah. Okay. That is going into a new ad group. So if you have a list of keywords that you just want to create a new group from, this is how you could do it. Hit OK. Let's take a look. And it seemed to have put that in this group here, which is not ideal. New ad group. If I do that again, let's see what happens. Where did that go? I don't added keywords. So I don't see that here in the list, in the tree. Let's clear that. That might be a bug, honestly. Save campaign. I don't see that group here. Let's exit. This is pretty annoying. Let's just see if it's going to appear after I restart. And this could be a potential bug. Let's see if that group exists. So we do see added keywords now. So that would be a bug. If we are going to look at these keywords, there they are. But that's not ideal to close a program, obviously. So I'm aware of that. I'll probably get that fixed very soon. So let's look at the add groups here. If we wanted to add a group, we could do it very easily. Just say this is a new group. You can copy and paste also, so that this is a new group. It should appear here. It does. So that's good. That's good that there's no bugs there. And then I also want to talk about this. Actually, I do want to talk about this paste text. So let's copy this. Copy. I just hit Control C. If we open up Excel, we paste it here. We have our kind of shell here. We could fill these in. If you wanted to fill these in with something, you could. I'm not going to go through it, but these would basically be the naming convention that you would want. So for example, you could say a custom one, where would I want the word YouTube to appear? Would it be on this side of this phrase, or would it be on this side of this phrase? So imagine this 15 second is here in the middle of custom 1 and 2, and you could say like 15 second YouTube. So how would you say that? YouTube 15 second or 50 second YouTube? Put it here. 300 by 50 YouTube, 468 by 60 YouTube, 480 by 70 YouTube, 5 second YouTube, 6 second YouTube. And then it would be like YouTube ad rates, right? YouTube advantages, YouTube advertising, YouTube AdWords, whatever. You get the point here. So you copy this, come back here, you say add groups, you paste your text, you hit OK, and look what it did. So that's useful when you go and create your ads. I'll give you a quick example. We say the ad group name, and then we will say on this side, it will be custom 1. And you might have to move these around. Custom 1. Then here we will say custom 2. So let's generate the ads. And then let's look at these particular ads here. So 15 second. Let's look here. 15 second YouTube. The reason is it said 15 second. We put YouTube at the end. But then let's go down here. It says YouTube ad rates. So that's pretty useful. YouTube advantages, YouTube advertising. So you can see why that's useful. If you don't worry about it. But the point is you can use these variables, custom 1, 2, and 3 in your ads. You can put them strategically based on how you want to generate the ads. It's a little bit more advanced of a feature to really wrap your head around, but use that add groups to update your custom 1, 2, and 3, or you can just do it manually down here in the bottom. Now I want to talk about the advanced changes. There's this link here. It's pretty innocent, right? But it's pretty powerful, in my opinion. If you used Google Ads Editor advanced changes, then you might understand this feature. I'm going to select multiple ad groups here, just the ones that need to be uppercase. So I have these selected, right? These are acronyms. Let's click advanced changes. Then we will say change capitalization to uppercase. Hit change capitalization. There you go. So that's helpful, just to get the right capitalization on things. If you didn't want to capitalize certain words, then you could just by saying, I want to capitalize these specific phrases. So I'll give you a good example. If we select, let's say we want to capitalize intent and marketing. I have those 4 ad groups selected. I say select phrases. We'll just say intent. We'll do it lowercase. I don't think it matters. And marketing. So these should be uppercase. There are other options here. We could lowercase them or propercase them. But we'll just try to change them to uppercase. And there you go. So there is just another pretty neat feature. Marketing, intent. Now let's look at some more bulk changes, because that's kind of what this advanced changes is. We go into replace. We could replace any text we don't like by matching the whole words only, which is what I would recommend. I would recommend it. You replace with this. So it's not just a singular replace. You can put a list of words here and replace it. So like I said, we put like YouTube ad, and we say video ad. So we could just select this whole thing, change this. Anything that says ad, we want to change it to ads. So we're just going to say replace and YouTube ads and video ads. So advanced changes there will help you do that. And then you can append your, so this says perform the action on the group name, but you could also do this on custom 1, 2, 3, or the final URL. So if we wanted to append something to all of these groups before or after, we could do that. That's useful for maybe structuring or, whatever you want to do there. I'm not going to do it in this example. Okay, so we've covered advanced changes, the filter, the tree, the different tabs here, how to drag and drop one group to another, how to drag and drop keywords into another. I think we covered that. Yeah, we did. So then I want to talk about, we cover the add keywords and add groups. Now there's this final URL. What you can do with this final URL is a lot of things. The settings I was talking about earlier here, custom 1 and custom 2, these are URL string parameters that you can basically customize for whatever click tracking system you're using. You can modify these, but by default, it has Google and it has Bing ads tracking. And that's why it's called custom 1 and 2, because it can be anything you want. It doesn't have to be Google or Bing. So we go into here, let's say our URL was https coursenode.com. So we have these URLs. We could append all of these with custom 1. Let's say we were going to advertise on Google. And there you go. So notice what it did. It just put a question mark and then the UTM parameters, source, medium, term, content, and then campaign. Now I want to show you what this actually does when we generate the results. We will generate this campaign. And it put these URLs on the keywords, right? You might not want that. So that's what this setting is for here. Keyword level URLs, set that to no. And then let's go ahead and just generate the results again. You see how there's no final URL here on the keyword level? So that's what that feature does. So I said that was pretty advanced, but really it's pretty straightforward. There's this setting here. If this says, we'll turn this on just so you can see, and we will say process keyword in URL. We'll say no. We hit save. Now let's do the same thing. Generate the campaign. And then the final URL this time, it will have the actual parameter brace, then the word keyword, and then brace. This allows it to be a little bit more scalable when you do it like this, and it prevents accidents when you're trying to manage a bunch of different URLs with custom tracking parameters. Because when you go and launch these live, Google Ads and Bing Ads knows this parameter. They know it's a placeholder. They know that you want to take whatever appears in that area, and it will replace it with whatever keyword triggered your ad. Okay, so it knows how to handle that. You can leave it like this, and it is fine. But for people that really want specificity, that's where this setting to yes, save changes. Let's regenerate these results. That's going to take the keyword and actually put it in the URL. Doing it this way opens yourself up to more accidents, so I would be careful with that. But some people prefer to do this. And for the space, if we look at the URL here, it's saying keyword and then %20. That's how we're handling the space. Okay. Hopefully that all makes sense. I would always recommend just using auto tagging personally, if you can. But I know different affiliates especially have different needs. So that's why that's there. Now I'm going to, let's change this. Let's just strip it down to its bare bones again. Okay, so we just have this URL, right? Let's say I wanted to track keywords by giving them a specific ID. I can say question mark KW underscore ID equals. Now KW underscore ID, that's just some keyword ID that maybe your system uses to track keyword, referral data or whatever. And then here you could actually insert ID. So this is TID, that stands for tracking ID. Now when we go and generate this campaign, watch. It's not going to generate it at the final URL here. It's actually going to generate it on the ads themselves, but we don't have any ads. We didn't put like group URL here. Let's actually do that. We might as well, just so we could see what happens. So group URL, that will reference whatever this final URL is. It's the ad group URL. And I know this video is getting long, but people will ask me about this stuff, so I want to make sure I cover it. So let's look down here now. And I don't see it. That's odd. I should see it. Oh, it's because I didn't generate new ads. So I have these ads here. Let's go ahead and just delete them. Okay, all those ads are deleted. Let's regenerate this. So notice how it has these IDs. Then we go and generate this campaign here. Down here, we should see these URLs. Okay, so sorry about that. Final URL, it has ID and it's just incrementing by 1. There's no real special meaning to these numbers. They're just a way to track uniquely. So you could use that feature if you want to. And you could also put them on the keyword level. If you just change this keyword level URLs to yes, and then we'll save it. I just want to show you it. We will click generate results here basically again. And there you go. So now each keyword has a specific ID for your own system. So that's pretty much as advanced as it gets right there. I'm just going to keep everything like that. Keep it simple. So that is the ID. And if you wanted to put, let me just remove this. We'll say ID and then we'll put ampersand and we'll just say camp equals. These are the parameters here. I don't know why it's floating in space like that, but you could select how to kind of handle the space. You could remove it, put a dash, put an underscore, a plus, or %20. Probably you would put, for the campaign, you would probably just do %20 in most cases. And then when we go and generate the results, generate campaign, those keyword level URLs go away. And then these ads still are the same because we didn't change them. We might as well because I have to show you this feature. So we'll regenerate these ads. There we go. Now we look at the results. Let's look at the ads down here. And all these URLs, they say this. YouTube ads, so YouTube %20 ads, and also ID. So there's a lot of advanced features here using these. Like I've just shown, this C stands for campaign, A stands for ad group, and K stands for keyword. So you can put that on there, tell it how to handle the spaces, and then when you go and generate your campaign, it will replace whatever is there with the actual value. So that's why I say these are placeholders. Now we're at 25 minutes. This video is quite long, but it is pretty exhaustive. We just covered the groups tab, and hopefully this covers pretty much everything you would want to ask me about it. If not, leave a comment or question below, and I will answer it. In the next video, we're going to go on to the ads tab. We're almost there. Keep going.